Hello and welcome to Math 135. This is Tracy and I want to show you how to find several statistics on our graphing calculators. So on your TI-83 Plus or TI-84, whatever TI, go ahead and turn it, on. And we are going to go into statistics. So we'll use the Stat button right here, Stat, and Edit. In the Stat Edit area, we'll come up to these lists, and this is where we can go ahead and enter our data. So let's pretend we have a list of numbers, 12, 23, 52, 8, 19, 7, 26. Now, unlike in the other video, we do not have a frequency table. This is just a list of numbers. We are only having each value appear once in the number, so we don't need an L2 to tell us that each value appears multiple times. So once we have our data in our list, we go back into Stat. So we'll go ahead and hit this Stat button again, and we are going to ask our calculator to calculate a bunch of statistics. So we will arrow over to this Calc menu. Now, I am only dealing with a single variable. I have a list of values. So I will hit 1 for one variable statistics. So I can either hit 1 or enter. Now, I only used the first list there, L1. So I'm going to go ahead and go second, L1, and I'm not going to put a comma and L2 because there is no frequency list. So go ahead and hit enter. And now I have several statistics listed here. X bar, this is our mean for the data set. If this were a population, the symbol used would be mu, but you get the same value. So our calculator just uses X bar, which means the mean of a sample. Now down here, this SX, this is the standard deviation if our data is a sample, not an entire population. And down below that is sigma x, and that is the standard deviation if our data represents a population, the entire population, not just a sample. Our textbook tells us how to calculate these by hand. Don't do it. Always just put your list in the calculator or Excel or Google Sheets or something like that. We don't ever need to do a standard deviation by hand. N equals 7, that tells us how many data values we had. Oh, I suppose I should talk about this one too. This is sigma x, but capital sigma. This is a small sigma, lowercase sigma. This means add up all the values in our data set. When we add up all our values, we get 147. When we divide that by 7, the number of data values, that's how we get the X bar equals 21. If we go down, the minimum value in our data set was the number 7. Q1, the first quartile, is 8. The median is 19. Q3, the third quartile, is 26, and the maximum value is 52. Now, notice that we do not have a range provided here. If you are asked to calculate the range, you would take the maximum value minus the minimum value to tell you how spread out the data is from smallest to largest. If you are asked to find the IQR, the inner quartile range, you would have to calculate that from Q3 and Q1. Q3 minus Q1 gives you the inner quartile range. Ooh, variance. Variance is also not calculated in the calculator. What you would do is you would take your standard deviation and square it. So you could write this number down, carry it out several decimal places, maybe 4, and then you would come down here and say I want the variance if this is a sample. I would come down and I would go 15.4919. Okay, 15.4919 squared, and that would give me the variance. All right, if you have any questions, as always, please let me know and have a great day.